So today, we're going to deconstruct the blueprint of a really fascinating, purpose-driven brand. This isn't just about profit, it's about creating peace. We're diving deep into Cheng-Run Woodlight, a company that was literally designed from the ground up to be a sanctuary in our crazy, chaotic world.
And it all starts right here. This single sentence, this is the entire foundation of the brand. It taps directly into a feeling that, let's be honest, we all know. The constant noise, the pressure, that search for just a quiet corner to breathe. So this isn't some marketing tagline, it's the core problem they set out to solve. All right, so here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at that universal craving they're tapping into. Then, we'll get into the brand's birth and its core philosophy. After that, we'll see their actual business blueprint, and finally, we'll check out what the future holds for them. You know, every truly great brand starts by solving a real problem. And according to their own business plan, Cheng-Run Woodlight pinpointed the dilemma that's both emotional and, really practical, something their target audience feels every single day. So you've got this two-sided problem, right? On one hand, there's the internal struggle. We're all feeling more stress, and we have this deep need to reconnect with nature, with something calming. But on the other hand, you've got a total market failure. If you want to create a peaceful space at home, you're running to one store for plants, another for incense, maybe a third for crystals. It's scattered, it's time-consuming, and the end result just feels disjointed. And that's the gap they decided to fill.
Okay, so let's see how they actually answered this craving. Because this brand wasn't just conceived as a business, it's more like a philosophical answer. And the solution they built is so deeply embedded in their identity that it starts with the name itself.
I mean, check this out. The brand's whole mission is coded right into its name. Cheng-Run Mu Guang. Cheng stands for clarity. Run is all about nourishing your spirit. Mu represents that grounding, healing energy of wood and nature. And Guang, that's for inner light and hope. It's not just a name, it's basically a four-part promise to the customer.
And to deliver on that four-part promise, they built their one-stop-shop idea around these three integrated pillars. They believe that true healing doesn't just come from one thing, but from combining the life force of plants, the purifying power of scent, and the intentional focus of spiritual tools. It's a completely holistic way to think about creating your own personal sanctuary.
So you've got this powerful philosophy and a really unique product strategy. But the big question is, how do you turn that into a real, sustainable business? This is where we get to shift from the why to the how. And honestly, it's a masterclass in how to launch a lean, intelligent startup. And this is the crucial point right here. They used a light asset approach. They launched with just 500,000 new Taiwan dollars. That's roughly 15,500 US dollars. This was never about building an empire overnight. It was about starting smart, keeping financial risk low, and putting the capital exactly where it mattered most, sourcing great products and finding their audience.
Their sales strategy is just so smart because they use different channels for different jobs. Their own official website, that's for telling the brand's story and serving loyal customers, which is where they get their highest profit margins. Then they use Pinkoi, which is a marketplace for design-conscious shoppers, to find an audience that's already perfectly aligned with their vibe. And finally, they leverage a huge e-commerce site like Shopee as a massive funnel, attracting new people with entry-level products. Brilliant! And their marketing is just as strategic. See, it's not just about selling stuff. It's about building a real community. They create valuable content to show their experts. They run super targeted ads to find the right people. They even host physical workshops to create those real-world connections. And they collaborate with partners like yoga studios to meet their audience where they already are. It's this whole ecosystem that nurtures customers from just discovering them to becoming truly loyal fans. So with such a solid foundation already in place, what's next? Where is this brand headed? Let's take a look at their growth plan, which really maps out a deliberate journey from being a brand new startup to becoming an established name in the wellness world. Their growth plan is really a story in two parts. Year one is all about survival and building a foundation. Getting online sales right, building a customer base, hitting that break-even point. But by year three, the whole story shifts to expansion. The goal is to seriously grow revenue, launch their own unique products, and even dip their toes into having a physical retail space. It's ambitious for sure, but also very, very grounded. And this quote, this brings us perfectly full circle. It sums the whole thing up. Every single part of the business plan we just looked at, the lean startup money, the multi-channel sales, the community marketing, it's all designed to protect and amplify the brand's core mission.
The business isn't the point. It's the vessel they built to hold and share this healing energy.
So, this leaves us with one last, really powerful question to think about. How does a brand become a warm harbor in a chaotic world? Well, if Cheng-Run Mugwang is our guide, the answer is found by combining a deep, human insight with a philosophy that actually guides every single decision. And then you build a smart, lean business not just to sell products, but to serve as the container for that healing energy. And that is the blueprint for a brand that offers a true refuge.